live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watch this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, that was terrible. That was not a good game by any stretch of the imagination. Couldn't make free throws, couldn't rebound, couldn't defend in the interior. Defense didn't show up. Offense didn't show up. Guys just didn't show up. I mean, what is there to say? I mean, obviously they have the long break, the long hiatus. That's what this seemed like to me. This seemed like one of those games where you're just taking the night off because you know you have a long week break coming up. I don't like it, but that's what this game felt like to me. I'd be a little more okay with it if it wasn't the Jazz, right? Or a team like the Jazz, right? Like if this was against like Boston or something like that, right? Like you take your L. It's like, they didn't play the way that you wanted them to play, and they did it against a good team. This is a team that you could have, half showed up and should have beaten, right? That's where my dilemma lies. Is, I get, you're looking forward to tomorrow rather than to today, and that happens. I'm not like concerned about it. I'm not like, oh no, this is like Lakers are in trouble. Like I think this was just that. I think this was just the Lakers decided like, hey, let's just get out of this game. No one get hurt, right? Let's just minimum effort. Let's just try to go in and win, and try to like get in the middle of the game. Like I said, it's nothing. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about it. But, obviously I wanted to get this win. Honestly, it would have been nice to go into All-Star break with a win, right? And then, what we would have been 14 games or whatever, over 500, and, you start kind of getting the ball rolling. But you got 30 games left, right? And we need to win probably 20 of them, right? So Lakers got to strap in. You take this L, you take this on the chin. It happens, right? I'm not, like I said, I'm not overly concerned with it. I would have wanted the win. I would have liked the win, but you just take the L, move on, get your break, get your rest. This is good for Luka, right? Coming off of injury, right? He can get back, get right, get healthy, get an extra week before he's gotta start gearing up again, and then start building that chemistry, start building towards seeding, right? This is where you once we get into this All-Star or post All-Star break, this is where you start locking down, getting your stuff together, and you go out and you win, like I said, 20 out of the next 30 games, and we're the 3 or 4 seed, and hopefully getting ready for an NBA championship. But it is one of those things where it's just like like, come on, at least, like, even if you lost this game, it's fine, right? Even if you lost this game, it's like, all right, we get it, but like, it's hard to beat a team in a 2-game, back-to-back in a small stretch, even a team like Utah, but like, especially when you blew them out the last game. But it's just like, to get just destroyed is where my frustrations are, right? Like, you didn't just lose this game, right? Like, you didn't show up at all. And that's where my frustration is, right? I mean, the previous like 12 games, Lakers were really good. I'm not going to look at this game and be like, oh, well, the other 12 don't. Like, again, I think that this was the Lakers looking to tomorrow. We get a week off, right? We get some rest, kind of get ourselves together, as opposed to like handling business and getting the job done right now. But unfortunately, we just got smacked, right? And what's crazy is like, this is still a game I felt like the Lakers could have been in if they would have made free throws and just like half-assed on defense, right? Like, when you can't make free throws, they missed, how many free throws they missed? They had to have missed over 10. Like, they had to have, where are the free throws? They missed 13 free throws. They were 17 of 30 from the free throw line. 17 of 30 from the free throw line, right? That 13 points, right, that you blew, it's a completely different game. You win the game, right? Right? Because, you'd be at 32, 132. Like, literally, That's the difference. You make your free throws, you win this game, or at least it would have been a tighter, closer game. Um, and then rebounding and just interior, you just got dominated on the inside, which is concerning, right? Alex Len, because I know people are going to talk about. I'll get into the chat here in a moment. All the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. But Alex Len, I know people are. He wasn't great this game. He was getting dunked on by everybody, right? Lauri Markkanen had like 3 dunks just like all over him. Again, first game. I don't want to overreact. Would I have liked to see him play better? Sure. But this guy when was the last time he played? Like a month ago, right? So like I'm not like over like I want to be patient with him, right? I don't want to overreact to his first game. I don't want to, I don't want to underreact either. He didn't look good, right? He rebounded the ball decently, but I mean, he's in there to rebound and throw lobs. How many rebounds did he get? He got 7 rebounds, right? So I mean, that's solid. In limited action. But again, I don't want to overreact on Alex Len. I just let's wait and see what it is. Let's wait and see how he plays because he might be great in a month, right? Like once he gets acclimated, got to think this guy just went straight from not playing at all to like, hey, like Lakers literally signed him like not even 24 hours ago, right? And he went from like, that to like, oh, now you got to play a big role tonight for the Lakers. And he doesn't have any chemistry with anybody. He doesn't have any, he doesn't know where he's supposed to be on the court. He doesn't know any of that stuff, right? Again, I don't want to overreact to the game for him. It's something definitely you want to keep an eye on, right? It's definitely something that you want to kind of watch, but we'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, let's do the breakdowns of the players. And then I'll jump into all the super chat questions. I see some super chats trickling in. Keep sending them in, and then I'll get to those, and then all of the regular chat questions, and then we'll skate on out of here. So dive into the first. Rui, I thought he was okay. Like he wasn't great, dude. He just like that dude moves his feet like he's in cement. Like, dude, he had a play. I think it was Keontae George had the ball and like just like blew by him. But like Rui didn't even do like the fake like like he didn't even like try to pretend. He didn't even like like nothing. He literally just got blown by and then just like looked at him like, oh, that sucked. And I was just like, what are you doing? Right? That was frustrating. But I mean, he was 8 of 15 from the floor, 3 of 5 from 3. He continues to shoot 3 ball well. 19 points. LeBron 6 of 13, 4 of 8 from the floor. I felt like he was really coasting tonight. I really did. I felt like he wasn't like he's looked so energized and aggressive and like overly aggressive at times, and it's great. Like I said, I really think this game was just the Lakers packed it in early. I really do. Because like I said, LeBron was just out there just kind of floating around at times. I mean, he still had a great stat line, right? 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 18 points. He was 50%, 4 of 8 from 3. But he didn't look like what we've seen the last few games. Just that like dominant, like give me the ball, get out of my way, and I'm gonna go win this. Hayes got hurt. Says it was a face contusion. We'll see. That might have just been like, hey, we're going into All-Star break. This gives us a chance to look at Len, right? Like if this was an important game, would Jackson Hayes have been back? Probably. But again, we don't know. He just was ruled out. I think this was more just precautionary. You can't afford to lose him right now, right? Like you can't afford to lose Jackson Hayes. So it's like, hey, let him sit out this game. This game got away from the Lakers at the time. It's just like I don't like. It's nothing. We'll see. Again, I don't want to say I don't want to speak too much on it because we don't know the details, but hopefully it's nothing major. Austin Reeves was terrible. I know he had a decent stat line, 15 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. If you just looked at his stat line this game, you'd think like, oh yeah, hey, Austin Reeves was half decent. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he was half decent. No, he was terrible. He was just getting blown by regularly. The defense, at times it just seemed like he wasn't even trying. Just seemed careless out there. Right? It was a really bad game for a guy that's been very good recently. But he was bad. He was really bad. Luka still looks like a guy trying to get his legs under him. He was 6'13", got into foul trouble early. He was on minute restriction anyway, so he only played 23 minutes. He probably would have only played another like 5 minutes anyway. 3 of 8 from three, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 points. Jared Vanderbilt, hustle, energy, effort. I love it. Shake was nice out there in the limited minutes. Alex Len, again, not great, but like I said, I want to wait and see. I want to give him a couple games before I, really give him an assessment. Played 21 minutes. He had 7 rebounds, 2 offensive, 2 assists, 4 points. Was a -9 while out there on the basketball court. Dalton Connect was back, hit some threes. 3 of 7 from 3, 10 points. Jordan Goodwin, I still like him. I thought he was a little more sloppy today than he has been the previous 2 games. But, when the entire team doesn't show the effort, when the entire team doesn't show the energy, it's one of those things. Bronny was getting MVP chance, was 2 of 3 from 3 and 3 of 4 from the floor. That was nice. But again, overall, I'm just going to chalk this game up as like, they wanted to go into the All-Star break early. Right? That's what this is. Obviously, the next game we play, because our next 2 games, their next 2 games are the ones that we should definitely win. I mean, again, I don't like that we lost to the Jazz. Right? If it was like a better team, you could probably stomach it better, right? Like if it was like the Grizzlies or something, it's like, hey, we packed it in, got smacked by the Grizzlies, it's fine. If they get smacked by the Jazz, it's like that's where the frustration lies. You need to win the games that you're supposed to win, right? You need to get those. But again, we come back from All-Star break and we have the Hornets and the Blazers before we play the Nuggets. So, and it's a back-to-back, by the way. Hornets and the Blazers on a back-to-back. And then we got 2 days off before we play the Nuggets. So, got to get that done. Got to handle that business. You got to win both of those games, right? So that way you're 2-0 on the second half. It's not really the second half, but it's usually what it's referred to. Second half of the season. If you go 2-0 in the second half of the season going into that Nuggets game, it's a huge game for us. Get that done. Just sucks because the Nuggets keep winning. So it's just like now we're just another game behind the Nuggets. We're trying to catch them for that 3 seed, but a lot of basketball left to be played. But anyway, let's get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. I see we got a couple super chats. Also, real quick, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Take a quick second, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. So, Jerome coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Boy, that Nuggets game after the All-Star break will be ugly. Score prediction. I think it's going to be good. I think Lakers ball out for that game. I think Luka's done historically has been really good against the Nuggets. I think that's a game. Obviously, you're going to have to figure out a way to contain Jokic. I think the Lakers are going to circle that game. I think the Lakers are going to want that to be a statement game. I'm excited for that. Score predictions. I think the Lakers win 120-115. Lakers win 120-115. Maybe we can reference this when we get back and see what the score was. But I think the Lakers win that game. I think the Lakers are going to go out and that's going to be their statement game, in my opinion. Luka should be healthy by that point, and we should be good. But yeah, I think I'm excited for that Nuggets game because that's going to be a good test, right? That's going to be that's the team that's kind of haunted us the last few seasons. That's the team that's just owned us the last few seasons. It's can Luka come in and be the difference? Can Luka come in and finally get us a win against a team that we haven't been able to beat in 2 years? I think they win that game, but appreciate you. Cosman coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm not concerned. I'm pissed off, man. The Jazz. That's my frustrations too, right? Again, I get it. It's the trap game. It's the game right before All-Star break. Guys packed it in early. Guys are willing to call it a night, right? They wanted to get this over with as soon as possible so they could go and get into the All-Star break. I get it, but it's the Jazz. That's where I'm frustrated. It's come on, man. If it was I said, the Grizzlies or something, right? It's like, okay, Lakers didn't show up. They didn't play defense. They didn't really try. The effort wasn't there, right? Like they just wanted to get an All-Star break. You played the Grizzlies. You got smacked. Like I could just stomach that more. I could justify that more. I could defend that a little more. But it's the Jazz. It's the Jazz. It's like that's a team. That's a team you should be able to beat, even if you half-ass it, right? Like you just as long as you like half show up, you should be able to beat that team. And it's more so in the manner in which they lost. If it was a tight game and they just lost, right? Luka got in foul trouble or something and you just lost the game, like fine. But you got smacked, literally start to finish, like start to finish. But again, I'm not gonna put. I don't want to put too much weight into it because I think Lakers have looked fantastic these last like 12 games previously. Um, I'm not gonna like this one game right before All-Star break. That's the team. Like, how do they look when they get back, right? And in particular that Nuggets game. That Nuggets game is huge for the Lakers. But we'll see. Time will tell. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Len is just big for no reason. Like I said, I don't want to overreact to his first game. It's his first game. The guy hasn't played in like a month. Like, right, just got signed like 12 hours ago and has to immediately jump into a game. He didn't look great. I don't want to come up here and be like, oh, like, don't worry, like, he's going to figure it. Like, I don't know, right? Like, he did not look good. He rebounded the ball well. But, he was just getting smacked all over the place, right? He was just getting bodied all over. But I also don't want to overreact, right? Because 5 games in, he might look great. He might be everything we need, as far as the interior guy. I mean, he's not the answer. I said it when we signed him, right? Like, he's not the guy where it's like, oh, Lakers are the best team now because they finally got their center. Like, no, I think he's a big body that can come in, bang with the big boys, right? Like, can he rebound? As long as he's rebounding, affecting shots at the rim, which you saw both of those, right? Be an interior presence on the inside. I talked about it in my breakdown. Alex Len as a help defender is fine, right? You saw it this game. He had a couple moments, couple sequences where he was the help defender and affected the shots. When he gets put on an island, he doesn't move laterally well enough to be able to be that defensive stopper at the rim. And you saw that, right? Literally, like, this is a great example of all the things that I said he's bad at in that breakdown video that I did of him, right? Like, every time guys got blown by and he was on an island, he got bodied every time because it's not his forte, right? If you can funnel the guy to him, he can come in and clean it up, right? Or he can affect the shot. But to just have like got Austin Reeves and Rui and Luka and all these guys just getting blown by every possession, right? He's gonna get cooked every time, right? So the defense has to be better. The team defense, right? Lakers second in defense, right? Like, this was not number 2 defense. This was just Lakers just taking the night off. So again, I don't want to overreact to it. It's frustrating. I get it. We all wanted him to go out there and have 15 points and 15 rebounds and 12 blocks and all that. But give him time, right? It's people. Teams, right? So I don't want to overreact to this game. Unbelievable. I had all this hope for this team and then get absolutely smacked and embarrassed. Second worst team in the West, shaking my head. The team got me worried. I'm not, like I said, I'm not worried about this game at all. I'm really not at all. Look, I'm the first person to be like, hey, this is bad. It's not good. I've said it at several points during the season. I'm the first one to criticize Lakers and their players. This wasn't good. I don't want to like undersell this loss. Like, this was a bad loss, but I think that this was exactly what it was. It was a trap game right before All-Star break. Lakers have been cruising. Lakers have been dominating, and they just decided to pack it in early. Yeah, exactly. This is a trap game before the All-Star break, 100%. It's exactly what this was. I just wish it wasn't against the Jazz, right? That's my only frustration. This was against like, a half decent team, right? Like anybody, middle of the pack team. This was against like the Spurs even. I would have been like, all right, like Wemby and Fox and stuff. Like, sure, like But no, it's the Jazz. Talk about a team that had won 12 games prior. It's just like, ugh. Alex Len is so bad. Like I said, I don't want to overreact to it. I hate to be that guy, Tyler, but this should be Len's first and last game as a Laker. He is not good at all. Again, I don't want to overreact. I understand the frustration. I understand as fans, we want to immediately go, this dude's trash. I'm not saying he won't be. I don't know, right? Like, hey, maybe he is awful, right? Maybe he is terrible, but context matters. The guy went and was literally in another state like 12 hours ago, flew here and immediately got off a plane after not playing for a month, has not had any practices, has no understanding of like where he's supposed to be on the court with the Lakers, any of that stuff, right? He's just out there trying to just win it. And, I don't want to, again, it wasn't good. I don't want to pretend like, oh, he was okay. Like, no, he wasn't okay. He looked terrible. But I don't want to overreact to the first game back. Yeah, we definitely missed Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe, 100%, especially the way that they've both been playing. I wasn't able to watch it, but how did Luka do? Did all right. He wasn't good. He wasn't bad. Had a couple nice moments, a couple nice passes. Got into foul trouble, but we'll see. Hopefully his minute restriction is gone and he can kind of get healthy post All-Star break. I miss AD and Max. No, relax. It's one game. Okay, I get the frustration. I get it's the Jazz, but let's give it some time. Rather have Jeremy Lin than Alex Len. We were clinking free throws. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the biggest differences, right? Again, if you made all your free throws, the Lakers win this game. So, again, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Not going to overreact to one game without Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe, but it's quite clear this is a severely flawed roster. Yeah, I mean, they need a center, right? Like, that's a big problem. They need a guy at the center spot that can come in and be that guy. But, again, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. We'll see how this is handled. That's why I wanted Kessler. Kessler is fantastic. No Dorian Gabe. This team got zero defense. This is why I don't start Rui and Reeves when it comes to playoff time because all-star guards like SGA, Curry will cook Reeves and Rui. Yes, that's why I want more defensive balance in the starting unit also. I'm right there with you. Yeah, exactly. Let's stay positive. It's a game. It's frustrating. I'm frustrated. I didn't want to lose this game either. All right. I get it's the Jazz. It's like, you can't take this type of L to the Jazz. But, again, let's see how we respond when we get back from All-Star break. Yeah, Lynn didn't look very good. Let's see. It's normal taking it easy before the All-Star weekend. Lakers just playing for the sake of playing. Relax. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. I think this was hey, we're taking this night off. We're taking this game off. I just wish it was a different team. Right? I just wish it was a better team. Bronny played his best game in the NBA. Yeah, he looked good. He'll be fine. People just because it's LeBron's kid. If this was any other second round pick, like people would be talking about how like, oh, we might have gotten a steal. Look at how he's killing it in the G League. Oh, he had 9 points in like 3 minutes. Like if this was any other second round pick. Let's see. Come on, there we go. Give Alex Len some time. Exactly, 100%. Right. Again, maybe he is cheeks. He might very well be cheeks. He might be awful. I don't know. But I don't want to overreact to his first game. His first game as a Laker when he literally just got off the plane, hasn't played in like a month, and then now is coming in to do like again. Let's give it a little time. Let's see. These games happen. Not sure what they see in Alex Len, though. Just a big physical body that can be an interior presence. Dwight said himself he's a podcaster now. I mean, Dwight himself said he's not an NBA player no more. He's a podcaster. Let's see. No excuse to lose to the Jazz. I don't care how many times you play them in a row. I get no excuse, but yeah, losses happen. When it rains, it pours. But I don't know how, like, again, I don't want to speculate on that injury. I don't know how bad that injury was, though, right? Like, I mean, he obviously got poked in the eye. right? So hope it could be, but it's also like Hayes is our last center, right? Like we got to see how Alex Len plays, right? So I think it's part of like like hey, let's be cautious. We're getting smacked right now. Let's see how this goes and get Alex Len some run. Yeah, 8 back to back. I said I'll believe in this team as a contender if they went undefeated until All-Star break. So I'm out unless they beat the Nuggets, but I'm still good. Season we overachieved and have a future. I mean, I don't think this game is the difference between them being a contender or not. I think again, at the end of the day, it's going to be down to Luka and LeBron being the best team that there is. Right? Lakers could go win 25 out of their next 5 games. Right? Out of the next 30 games. Right? Like go 25-5. It still doesn't necessarily like again like how do you perform in the playoffs? How does this team look come playoff time? Do guys show up? Do guys play the level that they need that you need them to play? Guys aggressive? Are they buying in defensively? Right? Like there's this roster is flawed. Right? Has its flaws. Can we overmask them? People overreacting about Lynn. Dude was a vet minimum center. What did you expect? LOL. Yeah. Again, I want to give him a couple games. I don't want to get on him too quickly. Right? Didn't look good. I get it. He looked pretty bad. But again, like let's give him a handful of games before we start, grabbing our pitchforks. Lakers got killed. They absolutely did. This could have been our 7th win in a row. Shaking my head. It would have been nice, but there was a reason Lynn was available and Reeves going 1 of 10. Well, I mean, technically he wasn't. He got signed and then revoked it. And Reeves going 1 10. Again, guys just they didn't play basketball. They stayed home. You still want Len over Hayes? Yeah, I mean, again, like let's see what it is. Again, it's one game. Let's not overreact. People wanted to ship out and waive Jackson Hayes 2 weeks ago, right before this recent stint. Look, I'm old enough to remember this chat talking about get Hayes off our team. He's booty, right? Like again, let's be patient. Now everyone thinks Jackson Hayes is an all-star center. Again, let's be patient. Right? Like the pendulum swing is hilarious, right? It's like, again, I remember these live streams and people being in these live streams going like, we really need to waive Jackson Hayes for a real center. And now look, now everyone's like, Jackson Hayes, man, that's the guy. Like, again, like let's give the guy, look, he might be cheeks. Maybe he's absolute booty. Right? Maybe he's terrible. I don't know. But I want to give him more than just one game to decide whether he's good or bad. Right? Like in a game that he had 0 practices, he hasn't played in a month. The guy literally just went from like being on the couch in his clothes to like, hey, now you're gonna have to play 30 minutes tonight. Like again, it's like like let's be patient, right? We were bound for a bad game. Yeah, like I said, yeah. Dead. Let's just talk about Bronny tonight. Ain't nothing good about the rest of the game we could talk about. Yeah, Bronny was great. Bronny did. He had 9 points. Yeah. Hope Alex Len really improves. Yeah, again, I want to give him some time. Like I said, he might maybe he is cheeks. I don't know, but I'm not gonna label somebody trash off of one game. Right? Guys have bad games. Guys have bad moments. I'm sure there's a level of nervousness. I'm sure there's a level of like, I just got here. Like, there's a lot of factors in play. Like, let's give this guy a handful. Like, let's see what he looks like after game 5, right? Where he's gotten a couple practices in, he's gotten some reps in, and he's starting to look comfortable out there, right? Like let's wait, right? Again, maybe he might be terrible. I don't know. Because again, we've only seen him play so far. We've seen him play 21 minutes, right? We're judging a guy whether he is good or terrible off of 21 minutes of play, right? Like that's not good. I mean, Luka's played 20? He played 23 minutes this game and didn't look very good tonight. Right? He had 5 fouls in 23 minutes, and he didn't look very good in the first game. Are we gonna? Do people think Luka's trash? No, because we know, like, again, we understand, like, there's context, right? Luka just got off an injury. He's on a brand new team, right? He's got to figure some stuff out. He's got to get his legs under him, right? Like, there's context. Context matters, right? Same thing with Alex Len. Like, the dude was just on his couch, thought he was going to Indiana. He probably was already in Indiana, and then immediately jumped on a plane, got here, and was like, hey, you're going to play 21 minutes tonight, right? I want to let him get a couple games under his belt before I'm like, dude is booty. Yeah, 1 to 10 from Reeves. Look, I talk about it all the time. When Reeves is not aggressive, when Reeves is, just lackluster and just shot chucking and doing all that stuff, it's what you get. They had to take it serious the whole way for me to believe. Again, I can't. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. I can't, like, one game right before All-Star break isn't going to make me think, like, this team's good or bad or not, right? Reeves is the king of inconsistencies. Lakers got to make a decision on him or Rui in the offseason. I wouldn't be shocked if both are traded. I still don't know if they'll trade Reeves, but also we'll see how this team plays, right? Like, Tyler, would you do Reeves, Dalton for Sexton and Kessler? No. I would trade Dalton for Kessler for sure, but Reeves gives you more than Sexton. Reeves is better than Sexton, and you can argue it's a lateral move, even if you do think Sexton's better than Reeves, which I don't. And look, I'm the first person to be like, Reeves can be a little booty at times, right? Like, I'm the first one to criticize Austin Reeves, but he's better than Colin Sexton. I like Colin Sexton. Nothing against Colin Sexton, right? But yeah, no. Like, if you're gonna trade Reeves, it's gotta make sense. It's either gotta be an upgrade in fit, or it's gotta be an upgrade in player, upgrade in talent. So, I want Reeves to come off the bench. We need a pure defender in the backcourt. Luka ain't guarding parking lot. Yeah. Problem is they're probably not going to do that. Just drop 55. Yeah, Jamal's been playing really well lately. Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith, this team. Yeah, he's a glue guy. He's a hustle player. He does the dirty work. Let's see. I love Luka and Bronny. Yeah. Gabe's defense would have been nice today. Yeah, 100%. Him and Dorian Finney-Smith, just to be those point of attacks, not get blown by every possession, would have been nice too. I still would have liked Zach LaVine, but I'm not gonna lie, I like Luka better. Zach LaVine doesn't make as much sense with Luka anymore. Let's see. LeBron is my favorite player ever. Awesome. Pitbull effort from the Lakers this entire game. Defense was disgusting. Yeah, they didn't show up. They took the night off, is what they did. If AD and LeBron played their best with Reeves, Rui, Christie, it's a marginal difference than them having a G League big and 4 offensive players only. Yeah, I still think this team has a better chance than the previous regime. Obviously, if you didn't trade for Luka, what would the trades look like, right? Like, maybe the Lakers make some trades where the Lakers are contender. But I think, assuming nothing else got done, right? I think this version of the Lakers is better. Alex Len is a third string center. Yeah, but so is Jackson Hayes. So again, you're not getting a starting all-star center, right? Like, you're not. Like, again, the market, it could have been anybody, Mo Bamba, whatever. Mo Bamba couldn't even be a third center on bad teams, right? Like, every team he's been on has gotten rid of him, right? Like, again, like, I don't know what people are expecting, right? Like, Alex Len is not going to be an all-star. If people are expecting him to be, a 20-10 guy, you're going to be very disappointed. But if you're expecting him to be a guy that go get you, 8 to 12 points because Luka and LeBron are just feeding him and he's getting rebounds and putbacks and, 6 to 8 rebounds, then I think he'll be somewhere in that range, right? Once he gets comfortable, once he gets acclimated. But if you're expecting him to be this like monster center that's just he's the answer to stop all these elite centers stuff, then no, you're gonna be disappointed. Again, I mean, he's been a backup center his whole career, right? Like, again, all there are available are third string centers, right? That's why they're available. If they were first or second string centers, they'd probably be on a team somewhere, right? Like, So again, we gotta keep things in perspective. We gotta, understand what we actually have here, right? Like, I know we all want everybody to be a superstar, but again, if you're expecting that from Alex Len, you're gonna be very disappointed. Cosmo coming out $2 super chat. We have the most bipolar fans. So yeah, again, like I get it. I talk about it all the time. I say it all the time. The pendulum swing. Like Lakers are the worst team in the league. Oh my God, they're trash. Fire everybody, wave everybody to like, oh, Lakers are champions. No one's gonna beat us. Lakers in 4, right? Like it's part of the game, right? Again, I understand the frustration. We just lost to the Jazz, right? Alex Len did not look great. The team itself did not look great. But again, like context matters. Context is important, right? You got to look at the entire situation here. You got to look at the entire environment here. Again, when it comes to like Alex Len, can we give him more than 21 minutes to decide whether he's booty or not? All right, he might be. He might be terrible. It might be the worst decision. They might have been better off just going small ball, and maybe they will. Maybe that's what will happen. I don't know, but I don't want to. I'm not going to just assume that somebody is trash off of 21 minutes of action when the guy hasn't played in a month and is now jumping off of a plane and coming right here. So it's just things like that, right? Like, let's be patient. Let's see how the Lakers look when we get back from All-Star break. See if they can start getting things back in order. I mean, they won what, 11 out of 12 games or something like that before this game, right? Like Lakers. There's a lot to be excited for. But again, I appreciate you, Cosmin. Not mad about this game. Oh, we'll be fine. Yeah. Again, I'm not either. Like the only thing that frustrates me is it was the Jazz, right? Like if you lost to any other team, I'd be a little more digestible, right? Like be a little more like I could stomach it a little more. But it's the fact that it was the Jazz. I'm worried, Tyler. I don't know if this team is a contender after tonight. A good team doesn't lose to the Jazz of all teams. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, didn't Utah beat Denver and a couple other teams? I mean, Utah has some noticeable wins. I mean, there's teams, good teams. Boston's lost to some bottom feeding teams this year, right? It happens. Lakers are second in the league behind OKC. Second in the league behind OKC at beating teams under 500. Which means that means there's teams like the Cavs, the Cavs, the Celtics, the Nuggets, all these other teams have all lost to more under 500 teams than the Lakers, right? Again, context matters. It's important, right? Like, again, we can't overreact to this game. It'll be, let's wait and see, Let's see. The Nuggets game will be terrible for us. Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. will keep attacking Luka and Reeves, especially JJ likes Rui and Reeves to start alongside Luka, LeBron, and Hayes. I mean, I imagine the Lakers are going to have a game plan for it, and Lakers have done a good job at maximizing those game plans. So I want to see. Hopefully we can get Mark Williams. Yeah, I got to make a video about this because I don't know where this information is coming from. There's nothing on Mark Williams potentially being bought out. And I've gotten asked this a lot today. And there is no information that, at least that I could find, which means that either this just started as a rumor that somebody said and then just like the internet ran wild with it, or, it was like a fake account that posted something and people thought it was a real account and just ran wild with it. I don't know where people got this from, because they're not gonna just take, what is it, $6 million next year of dead money just to buy him out when they could. I mean, they could at least get a second for him or 2 seconds, like in the off season. I don't know where that came from. I mean, look, if it happens, great. Like if it happens, beautiful. Like let's sign him up, right? But realistically, I don't know where that is coming from, and I've gotten asked that a lot recently. Would you rather have Mark Williams or Kessler? Me personally, I'd rather have Kessler. JJ needs to just starting 5. I don't like Reeves and Rui starting together against the Nuggets OKC. Yeah, look, I've talked about the same thing. I don't think it happens anytime soon. I think Lakers would need a losing streak for that to happen, which I don't really want them to go on a losing streak. But what happened to Dorian Finney-Smith? Nothing. He's fine. Like him and Gabe Vincent, it's just little nagging stuff. You're about to go into a week All-Star break. It's nothing. It's not no major injury. It's just precautionary. Rui defensively is absolutely abysmal. Yeah, even Luka or that bad. Yeah, I mean he just it's like he's in concrete. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like his feet are stuck to the floor. It's just like, dude, can't even move like a little bit laterally. Kessler's would be wonderful. Hartenstein will legit be unstoppable against the Lakers. I mean, he's tough because he's just high energy, high motor. Like he's like what we're hoping Jackson Hayes could be. It's an offense team now, no more defense. I mean, Lakers have been second in defense, right? Like I imagine. I mean, with Luka, once he starts playing 35 minutes a game, they probably won't be the best, but can they at least be in like the top 12, 15 range and then just be an elite offensive team? Let's see. Playing without a solid or good center in the highest level in the NBA is like playing soccer without a goalkeeper. Yeah, it definitely hurts. Definitely hurts. We need to change the lineup. Look, I've talked about this heavily. I really think, and look, maybe it'll happen once Luka is in the lineup and he starts playing 35 minutes, stuff like that. I really want more interior, or not interior, just defense, period. Right? Like, again, go with Jared Vanderbilt and Dorian Finney-Smith or Gabe Vincent or something like that in the starting unit. I wouldn't even hate Jordan Goodwin, right? Like, I wouldn't hate going like Luka, Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and I got to get over saying Anthony Davis, Alex Len or Jackson Hayes, whichever one you want to go with. I wouldn't even hate that. And just have Jordan Goodwin be your point of attack defender. I don't hate that idea at all. Got another super chat. Andrew, coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't know how healthy OKC team loses to this team as is. I mean, again, Lakers are just bigger, right? Like, think of all their players, right? Like, the Lakers' advantage and why OKC has struggled against the Lakers in the last few years is because of the Lakers' size, right? Like, when OKC has their, main core out there, it's a bunch of, 6'4" to 6'6" guys at most. Like, Lakers could literally play small ball, and they are huge against them, right? Maybe not so much against Isaiah Hartenstein, but everywhere else, right? I mean, they're you got to think, let's say SGA, Dort, Alex Caruso, Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, yeah, Isaiah or Chet is whatever 6'10" or whatever, but he plays like he's 6'5", right? Like, and he's more of a finesse guy, right? Like, than he is like a physical interior presence. But you look at the perimeter. You got Luka 6'6", Jared Vanderbilt 6'8", 6'9", Rui 6'8", 6'9", right? Like, again, you go down the list of their players and our players. Like, Lakers are just bigger. Our defensive specialists are bigger than their defense specialists. Like, most of the guys, you're gonna have to defend out on the perimeter, and the perimeter defense is gonna be good. But outside of that, Lakers have the size, or the overall size, right? Like, that's the difference. That's why they've struggled to defend. That's why we've beaten them. What do we have? We have a 60% win rate against them the last handful of years, right? Because of that, they struggle against the Lakers' size. So yeah, I think I think the Lakers win that series. Austin Reeves 4-6, 1 of 11 worst box plus minus yet. Um, Reeves probably worth 2 quality firsts right now. I don't know how they don't bundle him, connect in a first for something major. I mean, maybe they will at some point. You know, I mean, I don't think the Lakers are going to trade him. If I'm being honest, but maybe that guy becomes available that they're like, okay, this is a no brainer, and maybe they take Reeves and connect in a first or something like that and go get that guy. Um, you say Austin got blown by. AR got better defense than Luka. What does that have to do with Austin Reeves getting blown by? Like, again, if your argument is whataboutism, that's not a good argument. It doesn't do what you think it does, right? Like, oh yeah, Austin Reeves got blown by, but what about Luka? What about Luka? Like, again, we're talking about Austin Reeves. It doesn't matter what happened to Luka. We're not talking about Luka. We'll talk about Luka. I talked about Luka getting blown by in the defense and all that stuff. Okay, we talked about that. We were talking about Austin Reeves next. Austin Reeves getting blown by defensively. That has nothing. Austin Reeves getting blown by defensively has nothing to do with Luka. It has to do with Austin Reeves. This is why people laugh at Reeves stands because again, they never have an argument against the actual talking point. It's always like, what about this guy? Who cares about that guy? That guy is irrelevant to the conversation. Like who cares about the water boy? Well, the water boy fumbled the water, and that caused Austin Reed. Like, it's a silly argument. If you're going to argue the point, argue the point. Don't bring anyone else into it. It's irrelevant. It makes you look silly. Again, like if you ask me a question about a player and I'm like, well, this guy, like, I don't care about that guy. I'm asking you about this guy, right? Like, Tyler, answer the question. Again, stop the whataboutism. It's silly. It doesn't do what you think it does. It makes it look worse. Like you pointing out somebody else to make a point when the entire world knows Luka isn't a good defender, right? Like Luka is one of the worst defenders in the NBA. Like, and you're comparing one of that to Austin Reeves, like that makes your argument look terrible. Again, it's just like stop with the whataboutism. It's so silly. Um, y'all just gave up on them just like that. Huh? That's what I'm saying. It's just like, can we give it a couple games? It'll be okay. Like it was just 11 out of 12 games. Like they'll be all right. Yeah, that was not great at all. I mean, Lakers again, they missed 13 free throws. It's not good at all. Yeah, that's just trap game. Look, like I said, I'm not worried about it, right? Like it's one of those games. It happens. It's not great. We're not happy about it, but it happens, right? You take it on the chin. You go into this week break. It's good for everybody. Everyone gets a little rest. Everyone gets a kind of get their bodies right, and then you get back into the actual game. Let's see what else. Yeah, we didn't have Dorian Finney-Smith, which would have helped a ton. Again, he played 21. Can we let him play more than 21 minutes before we come to a conclusion? Trey Murphy. He would be fantastic. Yeah, Vincent. Vincent's been very good recently. Very good recently. Lakers do good. Gluck. Lakers do bad. Trade 3 of your best young play. Yeah, typical trap game. Thank you, Austin Reeves. Thank you for clarifying. Let's see. Just accept the Williams trade or they're punting the season. I don't know about. I still think they have a shot to win. I don't think I'm not. Again, the media has them already listed as a contender. Again, I want to see a couple games before I make a conclusion. Andrew, coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Who's better, Shea or Doncic? No bias. I still lean Doncic. I mean, I know that's kind of the argument, right? Like Luka is second to fourth behind, and SGA has surpassed him and a lot of people have surpassed him. I talked about this before Doncic was the Lakers. Somebody asked me like my rankings or whatever, top 5 guys. And I had Luka ahead of him. I still do. I mean, Luka's just done more, right? Like, you can argue he's done more with less. I mean, took a team to the conference finals that, like, at the time, you couldn't name like 3 guys on that team outside of Luka. I mean, obviously Brunson went on to become something, but he wasn't that when he was there. I just think Doncic, SGA is explosive, gets to the foul line. I mean, he's great. He's great at getting the foul call, right? Like, the guy's averaging like 30 a game getting the foul. Luka does the same thing, right? Like, Luka's more crafty. He's, in my opinion, does more overall to impact. SGA is he's just, when he's on, that dude's tough. He's more explosive, right? Can just get a shot off from anywhere in the court. But Luka, I think Luka's the better all-around player. I do. I think the best version of Luka is better than the best version of SGA. Right? Like, I think SGA's best game, he could probably give you what? Let's say 55 and 5. I think Luka's best game, he could give you 50, 12, and 12, right? Like, neither guy is really great defensively. SGA is better, in my opinion. He can be better. But, like, both guys are kind of like the engines of their team. And I just think Doncic is better overall as an engine. I just think he generates more. But, yeah, I personally, I think that's me. So some people want to argue SGA. He might win the MVP this year. He probably should win the MVP this year. But I think Doncic is just the better. I think he's the better overall player. Let's see what else. Don't really understand why waiving Wood, because is he going to play this year? Right? I mean, like, obviously the Lakers know better than anybody, right? Like, Lakers would know if he's going to return or not, right? And chances are Lakers are going to waive another guy to bring in, Jordan Goodwin, I think, at some point. So the question becomes is like, okay, who do you waive, right? Do you waive a guy that might not even play this year? Or do you waive a guy that is active and can play this year and is playing right now, right? Like, do you waive like Markieff Morris, right? I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a 6'9" guy that you can deploy out there on the basketball court, right? Like, you're probably in a really bad spot if you have to do that, but at least it's a body you can play, right? Do you waive Jackson Hayes? No, he's your only center, right? Do you waive, Cam Reddish? You can't, because you got to wait for the trade, the NBA to decide on the trade. So, it's like, who do you have left? Oh, Christian Wood, right? You waive Christian Wood. So, I mean, it's just, who knows when he's going to play, which sucks, because I think Christian Wood could do wonders for this team. He has chemistry with Luka, all that stuff. But Missy, I'd love him. He's been really good. I just don't think that they would trade him. Man, it's going to be a long 30 games. I think the Lakers will be fine. I think they'll go back to business. I think they'll probably go like 20-10. Let's see. I expect we lose against Denver. Luka Reeves, LeBron Hayes, your starting 5. Hell no, it's a blowout win for the Nuggets. Starting 5 with 0 defense. I mean, Denver doesn't really play defense either. So, I mean, they're just trying to outscore you. Denver isn't like this like super elite defensive team either. But I think the Lakers win that game. Again, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but does everyone agree that this season the MVP is Shea with little room for debate? Yes, agree. I think SGA absolutely deserves the MVP. 110%. They played with no energy, exactly. It's a bad game. Better to have 2 defenders, and Hayes was out. LeBron also played lazy day. Yeah, LeBron took the 9 off. Lakers just took the 9 off. I think it'll be fine. We had our first sighting of Luka and LeBron complaining to the refs while a 401 fast break happened. Yeah, get ready for that. It's probably going to happen a lot. Um, let's see. All right, let's do like I'm gonna go like 5 more minutes and I'm gonna skate out of here. Are the Warriors getting smacked? Weren't the Warriors just winning a minute? Damn, Memphis is getting smacked too. I wanted Memphis to win, so I mean we have like a 4 game lead on a 3 game lead on the Clippers, but I don't want the Clippers start to creep up. Did the Warriors lose? Come on, where's that? Oh yeah, they did, and they lost by 4, 111 to 107. Dude, who was even Dallas' center? I mean, I guess against the Warriors, it doesn't really matter. Um, who did they play at center? Played. They played Prosper at center. Prosper was their center. Oh no, Kessler Edwards. Sorry, I didn't see that. Kessler Edwards was their center. Interesting. We got another super chat. Andrew, come on, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. What are your tiers for Lakers playoff opponents? I'm assuming you mean like who I'd want to play in like the order. I'd love to play if we play the Rockets. I think we blow through the Rockets. Rockets would probably be my favorite playoff option, just because I think that again Lakers probably blow through them. I think that they're that team. You see it every year. They're a team that's just really good in the regular season. Then they get to the postseason and they just get their first or second round exit. You saw it with the Grizzlies when the Lakers played them. You saw it against Sacramento, right? You just have these teams. So Rockets would probably be my favorite. Minnesota I'd put in that bracket. Kings I'd put in that bracket. So yeah, so that would be like my most favorable bracket. Next, I'd be probably go Warriors, Grizzlies, and Thunder. I really think the Lakers match up well against the Thunder. And then my final bracket, I think Clippers fully healthy. And although I know Luka dominates the Clippers, but I worry about like there's Ibaka Zubat and stuff like that. And the Nuggets. Nuggets are definitely still I think are the toughest matchup. Probably how I'd go. You said Thunder question mark. Yeah, I think the Lakers have the size of the matchup against the Thunder. I think I understand the Thunder look really good this year. I think the Lakers beat them in a 7 game series. I'm more worried about again Denver with their size and then the Clippers because they can get hot. Ibaka Zubat, I think, averages like 20-20 against the Lakers. I just think that they'll have a hard time containing him. I think the Lakers. I think. I'm not saying the Lakers wouldn't beat the Clippers. I just think it's a tough matchup, right? I'm talking about matchups, right? I don't think the Clippers are better than OKC or any of these other teams. I think if Clippers run into any of those other teams, I think Clippers get smacked. I'm just talking about matching up against the Lakers because you're saying the Lakers opponents, right? So again, I mean, I think it depends on how it falls, but I do. I think Denver's our toughest matchup. I think Clippers. Just with their athleticism, their 3-point shooting, can't rule out Damian Lillard. I don't know where Damian Lillard came from. Kawhi Leonard. That's what I meant to say. And then I just think Ibaka Zubat is just going to be a real handful on the interior. You could argue Memphis because they have Zach Edey and Triple J. But again, they're lack of size. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. And they're how Lakers know how to stop them. It's very like there's a clear formula to stop in Memphis. And the Lakers have the pieces to do that. So I think that they're fine. But yeah, I'm really not worried about the Thunder in a 7-game series. I'm not saying the Thunder can't like the Thunder can't beat us. Like I'm not saying the Lakers like sweep the Thunder or anything like that, but I do think at worst that's a 7-game series. But I think that the Lakers win that series. Honestly, I genuinely feel that way. I like the matchup against the Thunder. All right, let me do like 5 more questions here on the Mosquito out of here. Let's see. If I can find them. That's trying to find some of me. Yeah, Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler. Watch what will happen with the Mark Williams situation. Best case scenario, he is forced to a buyout. I don't. Again, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that is. Like, I'm not. I looked it up. I was searching. I was trying to see if there was anything. I don't see anything about that. Time to veto the veto trade for Williams. Lakers are probably going to play a ton of small ball, even when they got Alex Len. I mean, I literally made a video about it this morning about that very scenario. Let's see. Alex Len, garbage. We played better without a center. I mean, we were down pretty much 20 the entire game out of the way, but yeah. Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith. Yeah, he's the anchor, and he's very vocal. He's getting guys into his spots, all that stuff. By the way, I would trade Connect the first and 2 swaps for Kessler. I would too. Kessler, I think, is ideal. And now you got Kessler and Luka for the next 20 years, 10 years, whatever. It's a good spot to be in. As was better, yeah. Let's see. I wish we would have kept Max Christie. I would have rather overpaid and kept Christie than otherwise. Way more room getting to the hole without a center, and need a center like Hayes, Long, and Strini to clog up the lane. Yeah, I mean, look, Lakers are going to play a ton of small ball. Right? Their best units are small ball because they can spread the floor, they can spread teams out. Their small ball is not traditional small ball, right? Usually when you see small ball, it's like 3 guards and then like 2 6'8" forwards or something like that, 6'10" forwards. Where the Lakers, it's like everybody is like 6'8", right? 6'8" and above, right? Like, so the Lakers just have that size. And then Andrew coming in with $2 super chat. So, all right, I'm going to answer this last super chat. Obviously, if another one comes in, I'll answer it. But outside of that, I'm going to answer this last super chat. Then I'm going to skid on out of here. Boston or Lakers in a 7-game series, Cavs, Knicks. Are you asking against the Lakers, period? Like, Lakers 7-game series against Boston, Cavs, and Knicks. Boston, I think, beats the Lakers probably pretty handily. I think Boston. Yeah, I think Boston. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Luka and LeBron. LeBron can just turn back that. Look, Lakers would have the 2 best players on the court every night against Boston and Boston, Cavs, and the Knicks, right? They'd have the 2 best players every night. But Boston's just really good, spreads you out. They're gonna be able to get to the rim at will. The way they move the ball and everything like that. I think Boston probably beats the Lakers pretty handily. Probably 6 games, I think, would probably be what I would say. I think the Lakers, I think you get that like Luka game and then like that team game, right, where like everyone just plays really well that night. And Lakers seem to love to play Boston. So I think you're probably talking 2 games. I think Lakers probably win 2 games against them. The Knicks, I think the Lakers win. I like the Knicks, but they don't really have the interior defense. Lakers have the formula to slow down Cat. We've seen it against Minnesota. We've seen it in New York. Brunson, Lakers just be aggressive, attack him. I mean, Boston showed you how to run through the Knicks. Boston just keeps running through the Knicks, and it's just very simple. You just put Brunson and Cat and all the action, literally. So Knicks, I think the Lakers steamroll. Like I think the Lakers beat the Knicks pretty swiftly. 5, maybe 6 games. I think the Lakers beat the Knicks. The Cavs, I'm like 50-50 on. Cavs lack experience, right? I mean, they don't have a guy that's been to the finals. Cavs lack experience, and I think that goes a long way. I really worry about the Cavs' interior presence, right? Like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley is a handful. If I had to bet on it, like if I had to put money on it, I would probably take the Cavs in like a tough 6 or 7. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Lakers beat the Cavs. So like if I had to put it in percentage form, I'd say like 70-30 Boston. And the only reason I'd give the Lakers 30% is because Luka and LeBron would literally be the 2 best players on the court every single night. And I think if LeBron goes to the finals, I think you see a completely different LeBron. I think LeBron looks at it and goes, this might be my last chance, right? Like, I think LeBron turns back the clock for 4 games. Knicks Lakers, I think 70-30 Lakers. I would love a Knicks matchup. I think Lakers steamroll the Knicks. Again, I could be completely wrong. I do. I think Boston showed everybody how you beat the Knicks. And Boston's just like blown out the Knicks every time that they play. And then the Cavs, I'll say 55-45. 55-45. I also think Lakers would LeBron. I think LeBron would ball out against the Cavs, but yeah, I think I like the matchup against the Knicks. Cavs, I'm worried. And then Celtics, I think the Lakers lose pretty handily. But anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Real quick, again, on your way out, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button for me if you haven't subscribed. I'm actually closing in on 26,000. I'm 163 away. So take a quick second, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that like button for me on the way out, and I'll do some live streams because we got a week off. So look forward. I'll do some, just talk about some stuff. Do open conversation type thing. So look forward to that.